If you want to see how to become a sexy meat sack for this Halloween, then keep watching. Hey everybody, Swandzz here, and today we are going to be working on something so fun. I love monster makeup. Halloween is approaching. We are going to do some Halloween makeup looks, starting with one of my absolute favorites that I like to call Fresh Zombie. This is not a rotting zombie. This is not a pop art zombie. This is like I just died and had the lower half of my face peeled off. So today we are going to be using this brand new face paint that I bought from Amazon. It is called CC Beauty Professional Cosmetics. I've never used it, but I saw great reviews. People posted the pictures that they'd of the looks they'd done with this, and I felt like it was a good starter palette worth of colors. So I'm excited to test it out. It was only $18 off Amazon. Got it with Amazon Prime, so free 2-day shipping. Pretty great. We are going to be using this one today for the tutorial. The first thing that you want to do is start with clean, dry skin. So I took a shower earlier, I moisturized, and I gave my skin plenty of time to dry. I have a couple different brushes here in different sizes that I think will work well for what we have going on, and I'll definitely show you the brush that I'm using to apply this. These are, you know, regular brushes that you would use for painting. I don't recommend using the same brushes you use for painting as you use for face makeup, just because you don't want to cross-contaminate and use potentially toxic materials on your face. So if you just want to get yourself a brand new pack of value brushes, you can get them from any craft store, Walmart, something like that. Super simple. I also have a cup of water to rinse off my brushes, but that probably is not going to work too well because face paint is usually quite oily, so I'm going to have paper towels to wipe my brushes off with. Please ignore my nails. I just took off my fake nails, so they are knackered, to say the least. I've seen some pretty good reviews about this product we're about to use. Apparently a little bit of it goes a long way, so we are going to see if that holds true for us. Let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is take this square brush, and I'm going to dip into this red here, and we're going to go along, we're going to give ourselves like a ninja mask of red face paint. We're kind of cutting under the cheekbone. We're upholding the rules of a, you know, skull makeup to some degree, so do keep that in mind. So after I get like my rough outline, I'm gonna fill in the rest with a regular generic makeup sponge. It's definitely putting down a lot of pigment with the makeup sponge especially, and we're just kind of really blending that into the skin. It's okay, you know, if there's this, you know, kind of blurriness of your lines, you kind of want that because we're trying to make this whole illusion really come together. Don't forget to do your chin and jawline as well. So there we have it. We're looking pretty gory already. Now I'm going to be using that same squared brush. We're going to dip into this black here. I'm going to wipe it off a little bit just to make sure we're not cross-contaminating our colors. We're going to dip into the black and we're going to re-outline our little mask here. And this, what you guys are seeing, this was one dip. So one dip into this stuff and I was able to go over that whole line. Now we're going to take our makeup sponge and we are going to kind of blend it together. We are going for a very realistic look. We're not going for something that is, you know, cartoonish at all. So we don't necessarily want too many really stark lines. So that's why we're kind of blending that together. Now I'm gonna take some black and actually kind of go around my nose a little bit. And that will all be blended as well. And I'm gonna start even detailing out where I know my teeth and stuff are going to be visible. Okay, so now that I have these lines laid out, I'm also gonna put one here just to signify where our jawbone is. Now, and that was also one dip. This stuff does, a little bit does go a long way. Now we're going to blend that into the red as well. And I'm using the side of the sponge that I used to blend the red, just to further kind of mix those colors together, you know? Now, we are going to take some more black, and I'm actually gonna mix it with a little bit of this brown color. Now we're going to darken up the areas where there would be the most contrast. And then we're probably also gonna add a little bit of red to that as well, because we want it to be, we don't want it to be completely black, you know, because we're not doing a skull, we're doing, remember, a fresh zombie. So like, we just had our skin peeled off, okay? Bring it into these inner corners if you want, since we know, and here is gonna be our darkest area of the face. Okay, now we're gonna take our makeup sponge and blend this all together. I'm just using kind of blotting motions. I'm not pulling it too much. You want to make sure you're not pulling up all the product that you're laying down. That's pretty important. Now we're actually going to start blocking in our teeth. So for that, I'm going to take that brush we just used, that square brush. Then I'm going to wipe it off on a paper towel to try and get off most of the residue. Then we are going to dip into our white here along kind of like that whole tip of the square brush. The reason why we're using a square brush is because it's going to make it really easy to make the shape of the tooth just with one simple swatch. So that is how many teeth we are going to put. A lot of them will be blended out in things, but we're just blocking them in right now. So now we are going to take a rounded brush, so something like this, and we are going to blend these teeth into the rest of the face with a little bit of white on our brushes. We're just going to pull this tooth into the rest of the face, okay? Your teeth are naturally this long, kind of tapered shape, and they have roots to them, okay? So like they have these forks on the end of them that holds them into your skull. With no skin around them, you gotta think all of our protective tissue's been peeled off somehow. The roots become visible, so that is something important to keep in mind. So you don't just want to do, you know, little teeth like you might, yeah, you don't want to do like little teeth that are really blocked in. You want to make sure you're pulling that color into the rest of the face. We're going to start bringing some more contrast into this, and we are going to start like adding our skin. So we're going to use the same brush, and we're going to use the same color, white, and we're going to start, you know, lining out where the muscle fiber of your face is gonna be, okay? So we will blend this with our makeup sponge. So right now we're just worried about really blocking that in. And you can use these quick back and forth strokes because they look very, you know, stringy, your muscle fiber is very stringy, so you want to keep that in mind. We're gonna go over the nose as well. And now I'm actually gonna come down the nose and we're gonna add some webbing over this. So we're gonna add like some lines where like the skin and muscle fiber is like clinging. And you can actually pull that into the teeth if you'd like. Okay, so now that we have that, we are going to blend that together with our makeup sponge. We're going to use a clean side of it though. We're kind of just pulling all these colors together. Alright, so now we are actually going to use a thin brush. So I'm going to be using this one. We're going to be using a thin brush and we're going to take black and start doing our detailed line work between the teeth and stuff like that. So you want to like come up between the teeth and draw these pockets, okay? I'm also going to just we're gonna fill this little spot in over here a little bit, just because that's where it gets too deep into the face for us to really see what's going on. So we're gonna make it darker. Now we are going to take our makeup sponge again, and you can use the side that you used before for black, and we're just gonna pat on top of it because we're not trying to get rid of it and have it completely blended, but we don't want it to be so harsh. Alright, looking, you know, so far we're looking pretty good. Now, I'm going to clean off the brush that we had that black on. I think I'm going to go between these two. This is a little bit of a flesh tone and we're going to get some of that mixed in with our white. So it's not completely stark white. And we are going to bring it under our eyes. Oh, like you can see there's a little bit of black residue left on that, but it's probably fine. Okay, we're gonna keep making that same color. Now we're gonna bring this muscle down over our teeth like this, because this is connecting our face together. This is what's holding our jaw on at this point. And we're just gonna bring that down into here. We're also going to add some more connective fibers over here. We're also gonna add some connective fibers going into our teeth and up over our nose. Now you do want to make sure that you're going to fill in between these, because this is one thick strip of muscle that's holding our jaw on. Now we are going to take that side that we used for white previously and start blending this together. We want the muscle tissue to blend in with your skin up here so that it looks like it's originating from a natural place. Awesome. Now I'm going to make a mixture of red and black. More red than black, but we're gonna dip between red and black, and we are going to use this brush that's a little bit thicker so that we can add some contrast in here. Now I'm going to take my makeup sponge again and start blending it together. just by dabbing. Now we can start sort of retouching our teeth. We're gonna use that same brush, and I'm just going to start really shaping out my teeth. It's okay if your teeth towards this end are starting to fade a little bit, because they would be harder to see under all that muscle tissue and everything. Now I'm just going to start I guess sort of highlighting some of the areas I want to really pop and add some more of that muscle fiber. And you can see I'm overlapping these muscles, trying to give some dimension as to what is on top of what. So I'm just continuing to kind of detail and blend. I'm using my finger for a lot of it. I'm going to take my thin brush again into my black and just start detailing out again. So the teeth should be close together at the tops and have a little bit of space as they taper into the root of the tooth towards the bottom. Not sure how close to the inside of your mouth that you're allowed to get this product, so I would definitely be careful with that. Teeth do have a natural bit of space between them, like the tops and the bottoms, so you don't have to make them perfectly touching. It would actually be really bad if your teeth touched all the time, because then you'd be wearing them down by grinding them against each other. I want to go ahead and just make a little bit more of that red and black mixture, just to add a nice little faint bit of contrast in here. Just adding some lines to show shadowing and contrast, and then blending them out with my finger so they're not super harsh. But so it's easier to tell which lines are on top of which, you know, like which part of the muscle is overlapping which. It's important to think about it like this skin is being like stretched, and like parts of it, you know, are ripping and tearing, and you're like pushing your face through this ripped and torn flesh. These front 4 teeth are gonna be the brightest because they are the, you know, furthest pushed forward, I guess. Like if you're picturing your teeth being kind of wrapped around a spherical shape, these ones are gonna be like front and center. One thing I will say, this paint is super blendable, and I really love that about it. Now I'm just finally gonna take this clean side of the sponge and blend the top of this into the face a little better. Okay, and the look is almost entirely done. I will say that so far, you know, I have sensitive skin. This face paint has not irritated me. I don't feel lightheaded or anything like that. The only thing is it doesn't dry completely, I don't think, since it's very oily, so you do want to avoid touching your face too much or touching your lips together too much when you talk, because you don't want to like blend your teeth together, right? But the final thing for this look, and I don't know about you guys, but I like being a sexy zombie. So I'm going to do some eye makeup. Now you can do yours however you want. I like to do like a clean kind of eye makeup look when you have something so dramatic on the lower half of your face, because you don't want to pull too much attention away from it. So I'm just gonna do a very nice big cat eyeliner and fill in my eyebrows, and that will be it for me. I'm going to start by using an old mascara, and this is how I do my eyebrows. I kind of just brush them into the shape I want. And at the same time, this mascara is going to deposit some product which will, you know, be defining for the hairs. I am now going to do my eyeliner, and I'm also going to do mascara and then highlight. Alright guys, so that is the finished look. What do we think? As you can see, I just did some very basic eye makeup. I threw on some highlights and filled my brows and did a nice big winged liner with some mascara, and I am ready to trick or treat. Can I have some candy? Just kidding, I want flesh. So thank you guys very much for watching. I plan to have a couple more of these churned out before Halloween comes, so hopefully if you want to do one of these looks, you can absolutely follow along and have an awesome spooky Halloween. I don't like sexy Halloween, I like scary sexy Halloween. So I never just do like skimpy outfit, I do skimpy outfit monster face, because I just love the juxtaposition of the two of those things when paired together. It's the best. If you have any questions, things I didn't cover well enough in the video, leave that for me in the comment section below and I will answer it to the best of my ability. And as always, I will catch you in the next video. Okay, you can click all of my buttons, you can click my subscribe circle, or see whatever video or playlist is listed. You will also find a link to my Patreon where you can see all of my videos early for as little as $1 a month. Bye bye!